Today's topic is about Job. Enjoy.
Hey Jason, I heard you finally left that company you were always complaining about. Was it a relief, or are you starting to feel the pressure now?
A bit of both, honestly. It felt liberating to walk out of there, but now that the dust is settling, the reality of job hunting is starting to hit me hard.
I can imagine. It's always a gamble, but sometimes you need to take a leap if the place is draining you. What kind of roles are you targeting now?
I'm focusing mostly on back-end developer roles, ideally in Python or Go, but I wouldn't mind full stack either if the front-end stack isn't too outdated or chaotic.
Makes sense. Have you updated your portfolio and LinkedIn? First impressions matter a lot when you're not relying on internal recommendations.
Yeah, I've revamped my GitHub with some recent projects and added a few case studies to my portfolio site. I'm still tweaking my LinkedIn profile, though.
That's a good start. Are you applying directly to companies or using recruiters? Both approaches can be frustrating, but necessary to keep your options wide.
I'm doing both. Some recruiters have reached out, but I've also applied directly to companies I admire, hoping to get at least a technical interview or two.
What about remote versus in-office? With your skills, you could easily land something fully remote if you cast a wide enough net internationally.
Totally agree. I'm prioritizing remote roles for flexibility, but if the team and culture are great, I wouldn't mind going hybrid once or twice a week.
That's fair. Just don't compromise too much early on. You left a toxic environment. You owe it to yourself to be picky for at least the next few months.
Yeah, I've set some boundaries. No unpaid take-home projects over 10 hours, no vague job descriptions, and definitely no companies with a "we're like a family" vibe.
Good. That family nonsense often means zero boundaries and late Slack messages. I got burned by that once and never again.
Exactly. And watch out for companies with 5 rounds of interviews but can't articulate what success looks like in the role. Big red flag.
That's happened to me already. One place asked for 3 different coding challenges and ghosted me after I submitted everything. Total waste of time.
Ugh, classic. Did they at least give feedback or any form of closure?
Nope. Just silence. I followed up twice, but I figured it was better to move on than dwell on the disrespect.
Good call. Sometimes silence is their way of saying they're disorganized. You dodged a bullet, honestly.
That's how I see it, too. I've got one promising lead, though. A SaaS company in Berlin. They seem transparent and have an actual engineering blog.
Now that's a good sign. If they're sharing knowledge publicly, chances are their engineering culture values growth and communication.
Totally. Did you get to speak with anyone on the team yet, or is it still in the early stages?
I had a first-round call with the engineering manager. Felt more like a conversation than an interview. They even asked me about my favorite debugging story.
That's fantastic. When companies care about how you think rather than just what you know, it usually means they'll invest in your development too.
Did they talk about their tech stack or current projects? Knowing what you'd be working on could help you tailor your next interview.
Yes, they use Django on the back end, React on the front end, and deploy everything through Kubernetes on GCP. Pretty modern and well-structured setup.
That sounds solid, so you'd get to work on something scalable and cloud-native, which would be a great addition to your resume.
That's the hope. I'm brushing up on Docker and Kubernetes just in case they dive deeper in the next round.
Good strategy. Brush up on system design, too. Some companies use it to gauge how well you architect solutions under pressure.
Yeah, I've been revisiting a few patterns and reading Designing Data-Intensive Applications. It's dense, but so valuable for this phase.
Love that book. Even if it doesn't directly come up, it'll sharpen the way you think about trade-offs and performance.
Out of curiosity, are you considering contracting or freelancing while you search? Or are you focused solely on full-time roles?
I've done some freelance gigs on the side, but I'm aiming for something more stable and long-term right now. I want to be part of a team again.
That's fair. The right team can really push you to grow, especially if they're collaborative and encourage mentorship.
And don't underestimate culture fit. Technical skills are essential, but how the team communicates and solves conflict matters just as much.
Absolutely. One company had an amazing stack, but sounded like a pressure cooker during the interview. I politely declined going further.
Smart move. No point in trading one high-stress job for another, no matter how shiny the tech sounds.
Any thoughts on relocating if the perfect job came up abroad? Or are you staying put for now?
I'm open to relocating if the opportunity is compelling enough. Europe or Canada are my top picks, mainly for quality of life and work-life balance.
Canada has a growing tech scene. Plus, if you like nature and less chaotic cities, it could be a great lifestyle shift.
And Europe's tech hubs are more relaxed about hustle culture. You'd probably get more vacation time and better boundaries.
That's part of the appeal. I want to work hard, sure, but not burn out in a year again. That last job nearly wrecked my health.
I remember you mentioning that. You were always on call, right? Even on weekends?
Yeah, it was nonstop. PagerDuty alerts at 3 a.m., weekend deployments, and a product manager who kept adding features mid-sprint.
Ugh, that's brutal. No wonder you walked away. You've earned a better setup this time, one that respects your time and mental health.
Thanks. That's what I'm aiming for now. I don't want just a job. I want a healthy professional environment where I can thrive.
Exactly, a place that sees you as a person, not just a ticket-solving machine. That's where real satisfaction and career growth come from.
Well said. And don't lose hope if it takes time. The right fit might take a few months, but it'll be worth the wait.
I appreciate that. Talking to you both really helps. It reminds me that I'm not crazy for being selective this time around.
Not at all. Being selective means you've learned from experience. Stay sharp, stay patient, and keep networking.
And we're here if you need mock interviews, code review, or just someone to rant to between applications. You've got this, Jason.
Let's learn some new words in today's conversation. Revamped, meaning improved or redesigned something, especially to make it more modern or functional. Example, I revamped my GitHub with recent projects. Ghosted, meaning suddenly cut off all communication without explanation. Example, one place ghosted me after I submitted everything. Transparent, meaning open and honest, especially in communication or company practices. Example, they seem transparent and have an engineering blog. Scalable, meaning able to handle growth or increased workload efficiently. Example, you'd get to work on something scalable and cloud native. Toxic, meaning emotionally harmful or damaging, often used to describe workplaces or relationships. Example, you left a toxic environment. Architecture, meaning the design and structure of software systems. Example, gauge how well you architect solutions under pressure. Burnout, meaning a state of emotional or physical exhaustion due to prolonged stress. Example, I want to work hard, but not burn out again. Deployment, meaning the process of releasing software to production. Example, weekend deployments were part of my last job. Case studies, meaning detailed examples used to showcase work or problem solving. Example, I added a few case studies to my portfolio. Coding challenge, meaning a task used to test programming ability, usually during hiring. Example, one place asked for 3 coding challenges. Stack, meaning a combination of technologies used in a software project. Example, their tech stack is Django, React, and Kubernetes. Mentorship, meaning guidance provided by a more experienced person in a professional context. Example, teams that encourage mentorship help you grow. Culture fit, meaning alignment between personal values and a company's work environment. Example, don't underestimate culture fit. Trade-offs, meaning compromises made between competing priorities and decision-making. Example, it sharpens how you think about trade-offs. Collaborative, meaning involving cooperation among people working together. Example, the right team is collaborative and supportive. Conflict, meaning disagreement or friction between individuals or groups. Example, how a team solves conflict matters too. Selective, meaning choosing carefully based on criteria or standards. Example, I'm being more selective this time around. Relocating, meaning moving to a new place, especially for work. Example, I'm open to relocating if the opportunity is good. Shutdown, meaning a complete halt of operations or quitting. Example, it felt liberating to walk out of there and shut it down. Boundaries, meaning limits set to protect time, energy, or values. Example, I've set some boundaries this time. Compelling, meaning highly attractive or persuasive. Example, if the opportunity is compelling enough, I'd relocate. On-call, meaning available for work during non-work hours in case of emergencies. Example, I was always on call, even on weekends. Disorganized, meaning lacking structure or planning. Example, silence can mean they're just disorganized. Full stack, meaning involving both front-end and back-end development. Example, I wouldn't mind full stack if the front-end isn't outdated. Engineering blog, meaning a technical blog maintained by a company's dev team. Example, they have an actual engineering blog. Deploy, meaning to launch software into a production environment. Example, they deploy everything through Kubernetes. Shutdown, meaning to close or stop operations or a process entirely. Example, that toxic place? I'm glad I finally shut it down. Updating, meaning making something current or adding new information. Example, I'm still updating my LinkedIn profile. Take-home project, meaning a coding task completed at home as part of an interview. Example, no unpaid take-home projects over 10 hours. Feedback, meaning constructive criticism or response to performance or work. Example, did they give you any feedback?